Okay, so I'm back on the trail. I have about 5 miles left to go. I figured that'll take me about 2.5 hours. And I just wanted to record a little bit of my thoughts. So I just hiked Granite Tors, which is a 15-mile trail. I got lost twice. Yesterday for just a short time, which was kind of funny. I lost the trail down in the valley at Rock Creek, and it's still all overflow ice, and so the boardwalk leads straight across Rock Creek, but for the life of me I couldn't find that boardwalk because it was buried under overflow ice. And so anyway, I crossed the creek in the wrong spot, and I started up the wrong ridge, which would have actually put me on the east side of the trail. So I climbed the hill a little ways, and I looked back because I felt like I was going in the wrong direction. And I saw the trail shoot up from the creek on the other side and up the other ridge. So I went back down, and I lost maybe half an hour, 45 minutes. It wasn't such a big deal. But then this morning, then everything was pretty uneventful. Of course, I haven't seen anybody on the trail, which is nice. But, except a bunch of ptarmigan. But this morning, I stayed in the trail shelter, which is at mile 8 from the direction that I went. And it was nice, so I didn't have to get my tent all wet, because it did rain a little bit and it snowed. But when I woke up, I knew that the trail was hidden underneath snow on that high ridge. And immediately, as soon as I started out, the trail was totally gone. And so I used my compass to try to get across that ridge. And I think I just went a little bit too far to the north. And so the trail heads out north and then northwest. And I think I was always just above the trail, even through the woods. And then across the ridge, I was just above it. And I was, in all honesty, starting to get a little bit scared. But I did, after about 2 hours, I finally just decided. I kept second guessing myself because I knew the trail had to come across either of 2 ridges out toward the Chena Valley, but it's just so much easier to trail hike than to bushwhack, and so I really wanted to find the trail. And I kept, if I would start down one ridge, I kept looking back toward the other ridge, second guessing myself. Either way, I probably would have made it, but I'm really glad I found the trail. Anyway, I did eventually find it. And so, 15 miles, 2 days. I weighed myself with my pack on right before I left. And probably as a result of it's the first backpack of the season, I'm going uphill. It's a little bit tougher to talk and walk. Anyway, I'm carrying about 40 pounds, and that's all in my gear: shoes, clothes, pack, everything. So that's a little heavy. I'll probably learn how to pare it down as the season wears on. But I also had one other slight mishap. As you can see, the weather has come down a lot since yesterday. Yesterday when I left at 4 p.m., it was blue skies, beautiful. I was actually wearing a tank top for most of the beginning of the trail. And now it's pretty chilly and windy. But anyway, my other mishap was that I tied my fuel bottle on the outside of my pack. And this is a brand new pack. It's the first time I've ever used it. And so generally, I don't like having fuel inside my pack in case it spills. But unfortunately, the buckles on this pack are just a little bit too big, and so they don't fit through the canister handle. And so I decided to tie it on. And when I did that, I thought, this is probably not a good idea. But I did it anyway. And as a result, I lost, there's some old scat. Anyway, and I love these black spruce trees. that have been burned up. They hold all of their power in the very top of the tree, so that's like all of the fruiting body of the tree, and they reproduce after they're hit by fire. As you can see, fire is a good thing here. This whole area has been hit by fire, and those pods at the very top of the tree, they live year after year and open up when they feel the heat of the fire. So in any case, back to the fuel bottle, I lost it. It fell off. I think somewhere in the beginning of the trail when I was lost in this fire burn and I was bushwhacking, it was pretty rough country. So anyway, I realized it before I got to the cabin, but I figured I'd have enough munchies, and there's a stove in the cabin, so if I made it there, I could at least heat up some water that way. But I haven't needed it. It's only 15 miles, plenty of food. But it's been a fun trip.